everybody. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to start with my mobile hunting setup. Over the years, depending on what's popular at the time, people call it mobile hunting, which is popular right now, or stealth hunting, or slip hunting, or still hunting, or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing. But when I was a kid, this was my favorite hunting tactic, and it's changed over the years. I got involved in a couple of leases and things, and this is here at home, and this is the way I hunted for many years. That and box stands, and this is my wife's stand. She's taken several deer out of that thing. But I prefer public land, large expanses of public land, big woods, and I enjoy doing it my way, which is what I consider much funner. Now, that's not the bash people who are on clubs or hunt private property, who hunt ladder stands and box stands and things. That's fine. It's all hunting, man. We all got to support one another. But I just prefer being mobile. I enjoy being in the woods. I enjoy being able to get up and move quietly, and especially on a day like that. I'm walking in some really thick leaves right now, and I don't know how much you can tell, it just finished raining and I'm moving along. That's my favorite time. But anyway, I like to stay mobile, and I just wanted to share with you guys my mobile setups. This is going to be part one, and part one will be mobile hunting from the ground. And like I said, it just quit raining like 30 minutes ago here, and I love to get out because it seems like as soon as the front runs through, it quits raining, deer move like crazy. I like to be in the woods. You can move quietly, and I don't like to sit on wet ground, so I like to use a chair. And here's where I'm at on the chair. Our season's just ended here in South Carolina, and well, it's been over about a month, and I've got to go pull a card out of a camera, and I left the hunting seat I've been using on a tree where I was hunting. So when I go back to get the card out of my camera, I'm gonna gather that seat. Now the seat that I've been hunting in is a muddy tree seat. It's a great seat, it's comfortable, but there's no legs or anything on it. So if you put it on a tree and you're slipping in and you're trying to be quiet, you put it on a tree and you pull the strap tight. You get around to the front to sit down, and you find that the front's a little too high or whatnot, or it's too high off the ground and your feet ain't on the ground good, or it's too low and you're eating your knees or something. You have to get up, go behind the tree again, unlatch the strap, slide it down the tree, and try it again. God forbid you go wrong that time too, and you got to do it a third time. But anyway, that's the only thing I really didn't like about the seat. Earlier this year, I got to experimenting with some seats, and I ordered one on eBay, of all places, and I'm quite sure it's the finest Chinese technology, but the thing blew my mind. I bought a seat for 18 bucks new on eBay with free shipping, and this is my eBay seat, and this was it. Now when I was looking at the ad for it, I really liked it because it has try to do this with one hand, it has a bag under it, and you can strap this thing to your back and throw all your junk in the bag, and you don't need a backpack on some trips, you know. I like to have my backpack anyway, but it was just a thought. 18 bucks. Anyway, this little chair, I brought it down here at the creek behind the house, and it's where my wife's stand is right there, and there's a big cedar between her stand. There's no way you can get a shot through it. I mean, no way. And you're pretty much relegated to straight and up our power line over here. So I brought this thing down so that I could hunt this. And I'm not sure how good you can tell what's going on here, but there was a buck in here, and I know he was in here because I've caught him in here multiple times doing this stuff on my little camera that is right there. And that's an old home place I've been trying to buy over there. It's been there for God knows how long. They won't sell. But anyway, that's another story. So I bring this little seat down here, and I'm going to get in a little thicket over here, and I'm going to see if I can catch that buck coming in. Well, this is the entire seat all set up. And you can see the little zipper bag underneath it and everything. It's got a backrest on it. It's pretty sweet, actually. But it's pretty tiny to sit down on this seat. Just to show you I'm not joking. Now, guys, I'm almost 6'5", and I hope I don't miss and fall in the creek, but this seat is stupid comfortable. I mean, really, it is comfortable. The only problem I really have is that it's too low. After a little while, my old buttocks start falling asleep. Weight limit on that chair says it's 275 pounds. This time last year, I weighed like 335, and now I weigh like 250. Got diabetes, had to lose weight. A whole nother subject I'm gonna make a video on, but anyway. So I know at 250, it don't budge. I mean, it's solid, and it feels like it's constructed pretty good. No complaints with that little seat, other than it's a little too short. I get to looking online, and there's the last tree ladder again. And I found one by Trophy, and I was familiar with Trophy because we had a couple of Trophy ladder stands on our lease. We've got like a 150-acre lease that I'll take the daughter or wife down there 2 or 3 times a season, you know, and just a nice, comfortable place to hunt. And we put up ladder stands. They're a lot better than these, but we put roofs over them so you don't get wet. And anyway, the Trophy ladder stands are built ridiculous. They got these little closing jaws on them that grip around the tree. I mean, they're really, really nice stands. So I found this tree seat. I was going to do an unboxing on the seat, but as you can tell, it came in and my wife opened the box. She didn't think about it. But I'm taking it out, as you can tell. And the seat, that's it. Trophy tree stands, premium quality, yada, yada, yada. And that chair is $29. Here's the stand on a tree. And it literally took me like 15 seconds to put it on a tree. You just fold the little legs out. It's really quiet. And you got a standard little strap and enclosure system on there. And you remember I said what I wasn't too crazy about the muddy was because you had to, if you didn't get it right the first time, you'd have to readjust it because it's too high or too low. Well, this one's got legs. You put it against the ground, strapped around a tree, and you're set. And the legs are the perfect height. At least they're perfect. I'd say anybody really would be perfect height, but it's great for me to stand on a tree. And it literally took me like 15 seconds to put it on a tree. You just fold the little legs out. It's really quiet. And you got a standard little strap and enclosure system on there. And you remember I said what I wasn't too crazy about the muddy was because you had to, if you didn't get it right the first time, you'd have to readjust it because it's too high or too low. Well, this one's got legs. You put it against the ground, strapped around a tree, and you're set. And the legs are the perfect height. At least they're perfect. I'd say anybody really would be perfect height, but it's great for me too. It's freaking awesome. It's the right height. It's rated for like 350 pounds. I don't say you could go wrong with it. When you're mobile hunting, when I mobile hunt, especially in a place I've never been before, with Onyx and the Caltopo apps, I go into an area, I'll find a creek, and I'll walk that creek, or if I found terrain and features that I like on Onyx and Caltopo, I'll go through that. But if I haven't, I'll just find a creek, walk the creek till I find crossings, and I'll try to find the best crossing I can, and then I'll look at the direction of tracks and things. Look wherever the thickest cover is, I'll go that direction, and at that point I start looking for buck sign, horn trees, aka rubs, scrapes, things like that. But I don't worry as much about the scrapes because most of that's done at night. But anyway, I'll backtrack that toward where the bucks are bedding at. And then when I find a spot with some good intersecting trails, a trail going into a thicket, I try to get as tight to that as I can without blowing the deer out. throw some milkweed, check my wind direction, make sure I'm good, and then I'll move in for the final setup. And I'll find a tree, and hopefully it's got a bunch of stuff between me and what I'm hunting, so I have front cover, but the tree provide back cover. This little tree I'm on right now, it's just for display. I'll usually use a bigger tree, something like this, so that I have back cover. And I'll sit down and observe. Well, after you sit there for a half hour, 2 hours, however long you want to sit there, you start getting a feel for things. You haven't seen any deer, and you think, man, I should have went on down a little piece. You look at your onyx, and man, it looks like there's a place down there, a fork where two pieces of a creek come together, and there's thicket right in behind it, and I'm gonna ease up. Well, you can pick this chair up, and you can fold it up, stick it on your backpack, and be moving again within 30 seconds. And it's quiet. That's the big one. It's quiet. If you're sitting somewhere and you've got, let's say if you've gone up a tree in a stand or on your saddle or something, and you're up there for an hour, and all of a sudden the wind changes direction, lowers. Now you've got to get down. You got to take sticks off the tree, or you got to climb down with your climber. You got to take your cables out from around the tree. You got to put this thing back together. You got to strap it all back up, and then you can move. Well, you're going to make noise. You're going to cause disturbance in the woods doing that. Where if you're using a chair or some cushion, something that you can sit on the ground. I don't like to sit on the ground, especially when it's cold, because that ground will pull the heat out of your body and you'll freeze to death. And but I love a chair on my first initial trek into an area. After that initial trek in and the first hunting sit or whatnot, if I find an area that I really like and I can access, I go to my Onyx app and I start a track and back to the truck or whatever I'm driving at the time. And the reason I do that is on my way back out, I will find the easiest, quietest possible way that I can get in without walking on deer trails and without leaving a lot of scent. And I'll track that and I'll save the track. That way when I come in, if I come in 2 hours before daylight to hunt that area with my climbing stand, then I can get in there real easy. I can set up and I can be done. I can be hunting and whatnot. So in my opinion and in my experience, going in the first time on your scout hunt with a chair is by far the way. No way associated with Trophy. They're not sponsoring this. I paid for this seat a whopping $29, and it's like freaking ridiculously good material for the money. I can't believe that. And it's got this like textured paint. Everything's built really, really solid. I mean, these aren't little cheesy aluminum rivets. This stuff is steel. And the only reason I'm telling you this is, maybe it'll help you out. If you like to stealth hunt, mobile hunt, still hunt, whatever you call it, this can be a very big asset. And on the other hand, like the first chair I showed you, the one I still got on the tree over here, the old eBay seat for $18. You just have to get on eBay and search for this chair. It doesn't strap to the tree. You could get a strap, put it and tie it to a tree if you wanted to, if you're scared you're gonna fall over or something. And it does have storage in it, a zipper storage compartment. That's $18. Go on eBay, search it, and heck, $18 can't go wrong. The only thing I would say is if you're like me, you're over 6 foot tall, you make a great turkey seat. It makes a good seat. It's not as comfortable as the Trophy seat, and it's not for really tall people. Again, I'm not associated in any way with Trophy tree stands at all. This is the box that my stuff came in. It came in 2 days ago. I'm just now getting around to talking about it. But this is the company, Trophy Tree Stands, and it's www.trophytreestands.com. Phone is 757-364-9744. if you're interested, for $29, man, there's nothing to lose. You can't beat it. When I just took it out of the box a few minutes ago making this movie, I was blown away by how rigid and sturdy this thing is. I couldn't believe it. Now, it's far more rigid and sturdy than the little $18 eBay seat, but I haven't really seen anything wrong with that. This is just far better than that. But again, I'm not associated with them. I just wanted to pass this along in case you're looking for a way to mobile hunt and you want to get started and you have a limited budget, or you want to get started. I'll be honest, there's not a tree stand. I've had a Millennium tree seat. It got stolen, but I didn't replace it because I didn't like it enough to buy it again for like 140 bucks. So I got the Muddy. The Muddy, I didn't like it that much. I still got it. I had to go to the mountains and get it. But the Trophy, I'm going to order another one of these, and that's the way I'm going. Just because it's got legs on it, it's sturdy, it's secure, it doesn't wobble around, doesn't make any noise. I really like it. But anyway, folks, like I always say, I'm just here to share. And if you don't mind, share your experiences with me in the comments. If you found a tree seat that you really love or something, let me know what it is, because, you know, we can all use some help. Other people seeing this video might need to know too. I don't ask for anything, but if you do like this stuff, if you give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, heck, give me a thumbs down. That way I kind of know, you know, what's going on and what I need to do better. If you like this kind of stuff, my firearms reviews, my hunting reviews, subscribe. And if you subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll get part 2 on the mobile hunting, because it gets a lot bigger than this. And I do greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.